Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. This asampradnyat samadhi that we are talking about is of two types, upaya pratyaya and bhava pratyaya. And this bhava pratyaya is videha prakriti layanam and upaya pratyaya is for the yoginam. Afterwards, another sutra will come which will talk about Ishvara. So from these three sutras we come to know that this Sampradnyat Samadhi, which gives higher and higher position in the proximity to the consciousness, gives us more and more capabilities and more siddhis. And depending on that, there are different grades of jivas. Like in our Kathopanishad, when Yamaraj tells that although I knew that by this karma or by these limited things, nasti dhruvam adhruvena, by knowing that the ultimate or the infinite cannot be gained through the finite efforts. And yet I have opted for this Yamya Padam. I have opted for this position of the Dharma, the Yama, the controller. Meaning what? Like there are different jivas and they are in the different stages. Some of them are plants, some of them are animals, some of them are insects, some of them are human beings, and also some of them are higher gods. So all of them fall in the purview of the Jiva Bhava alone. And that is why those jivas who have perfected themselves and practiced this Sampradnyat Samadhi, Asampradnyat Samadhi, and thus slowly evolved, they belong to these higher realms. Like Chitra, like Gandharva, Vidyadhara, and different phenomenal forces, Varuna, Agni, etc. So, it is only how much we are able to practice and evolve. So, to such devas, this bhava pratyaya asampradnyat samadhi takes place. That means they are already powerful. To understand this, take an example. Some children are born to the very poor, miserable families, and they have to struggle through. What we say, this is their purva janma prarabdha. Then some people are born Shuchinam Shrimatam Gehe. Then we say, they must have done a lot of good things in the last life, yoga bhrashtaha jayate, and therefore they are born. In the same manner, some are born as mortal human beings, some are born as relatively immortal gods. So where from this difference has come? This difference has come from the practice of this asamprajñāt samadhi. And such videha and prakriti laya purushas or jivas, they ultimately are born in their every birth with all these powers which are associated with this asamprajñāt samadhi. Therefore, for them they have to go through, and it continues from life to life. Therefore, after having told this, then we are not interested in that because we don't fall in that category. So this bhava pratyaya samadhi, the meaning is bhava pratyaya means right from birth. From birth only they have got everything. Like, from birth itself they can lead their life into total yogic style. There was a saint in Maharashtra. His name is, what is his name? Gulab Rao Maharaj. He died at the young age of 32. And in such a small period of time, he has written, composed on so many topics in 5 different languages. And he was Surdas, born blind. Not born blind, after birth, within 9 months he had that smallpox and he became blind. So, about in his life it comes that when he was small, he used to sit in his room, close the room and cover himself from all sides, fit with the blanket or the towel or the bed sheet, and sit inside, even as a small child, for hours together. People used to think that he is sleeping. But right that he was a born yogi. In the same manner, this bhava pratyaya asampradnyat samadhi is meant for the higher jivas. Now we come to the yogis. Sutra number 20. Shraddha Virya Smriti Samadhi Prajna Purvaka Itaresham. Now this asampradnyat samadhi is possible with the Shraddha Virya Smriti Samadhi and Prajna. Purvaka means with. So, which are these things? Upaya pratyayoho yoginam bhavati, the first principle. So, this upaya pratyaya asampradnyat samadhi. Upaya pratyaya means what? Where the means are known and they are to be cultivated. They are not naturally existing. Like, in case of bhava pratyaya asampradnyat samadhi, it is a natural condition. To give a wrong example to make this point is like the fish is born with the ability to swim without being taught. The frogs are never taught how to do the samadhi. When they go into the hibernation, they are in samadhi for a long period of time. So they are born with these faculties. There is bhava pratyaya. Now upaya pratyaya is, if a child is to be thrown in the water, he has to learn. So that which is gained as a result of learning is called as upaya pratyaya. Upaya pratyayo yoginam bhavati. This is meant for the yogis. Now, what is the requirement? The yogi must have Shraddha, Virya, Smriti, Samadhi, Prajna. These are the 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, Shraddha is Chetasaha Samprasadaha. So, Chetasaha Samprasadaha means what? The Chetas is Samprasadaha, absolutely cheerful and happy. Now see, whether you walk the path of karma, or that of yoga, or that of bhakti, devotion, or that of knowledge. Remember how important it is. And many people get angry when I make them happy. Where from you bring out every time, be happy, nothing like that. You are simply, you are obsessed with happiness. Look here. One person told me, You are obsessed with happiness. I said, yes, you are telling the truth. Everybody in this world is seeking happiness. So, here is the first principle. Shraddha chetasaha samprasadaha. Samyak prasadaha. And the same thing now you can see in Bhagavad Gita. Prasade sarva dukkhanam ha nirasya upajayate. And as a result, prasanna chetaso yasho buddhi paryavadishthate. One will be able to practice asampradnyat samadhi only if that person is cheerful and happy. A frustrated, disgusted person can never progress on the spiritual path. Please remember this. There was one student who came from other country. He was the only black student I have ever seen. And he came and joined when I was teaching earlier. And after he came, he used to smoke and all that. So I told him, I said, look here our tradition is smoking is not allowed and you are not supposed to smoke. But I know you just cannot give up smoking. So kindly smoke if you have to within your room. Don't exhibit Agnihotra outside. Let it be inside your room. And then one day, the second day, like that, slowly I was telling him. So one day he came and told me, he said, I want to tell you frankly. I said, yes. I don't have any faith in you or in your temple or in your God. And therefore I will not come for the arti, I will not come for the meditation. I will come only for the lecture. Then I said, I appreciate your sincerity. If you do not have faith in me or God or scriptures, you should not come for anything, not even for my lecture. Because unless you are having faith, you will not be happy with me. Keep this point in mind very much. Unless we have a happy relationship, the knowledge cannot be transferred. If the relationship is that of strain, frustration, doubt, suspicion, anger, expectations, demands, recognition, then there cannot be any study or the yoga progress. Therefore, the first is Shraddha chetasaha samprasadaha. Now, this Shraddha, when you are extremely cheerful and happy, then this Shraddha sahi janani eva kalyani yoginam pati. Then she is like the mother. See, our Tulsidas ji write, Vishwas and Shraddha. Vishwa is the Shiva and Shraddha is the Gauri. So she is janani eva. Our Shankaracharya Bhagwan tells about Shraddha. is शास्त्रस्य गुरुवाक्यस्य सत्यबुद्ध्यावधारणा. Satyabuddhya avadharana, this ability to accept the statements of the scriptures and what is taught by the teacher as right. This positive attempt on the part of the student's intellect is called as Shraddha. And yaya vastu upalabhyate, and it is by the Shraddha alone the truth is revealed. Shraddhavan labate jnanam. Therefore, Shraddha chetasaha samprasadaha sa janani iva yoginam yoginam pati. Now this prasannata or this Shraddha samprasadaha, what it does, it creates a great enthusiasm and sincerity to learn. This is important. If a person is not enthusiastic to learn, he can never be benefited by any satsang. Therefore, what is the first principle of spiritual life? We must not stop our process of learning in our whole life. And that can happen if we are ever inspired. Then only we can do it. So, the liking, interest, attraction for the yoga abhyas. Then, sa janani eva kalyani. This Shraddha is looking after us like the mother looks after us. See? What the mother how the mother looks after us? That she will try to see only good points in the child. This is the beauty of the mothers looking after the child. The other people will evaluate and label and discard or give a certificate. But the mother will be able to see something positive and help us grow. If you have seen, the mothers who have got spastic children, or those mothers who have got some problem children, those children who have given lot of problem to the mother in the time of birth or etc. Those children are loved by the mother more than the other healthy children. In the same manner, the Shraddha helps us more in keeping us on the path of this yoga abhyas. So, janani eva sa kalyani, and yoginam pati, not pati. Yoginam pati means pati rakshati, pa rakshane. So, yoginam pati is, I don't know in your book, para kshane, it is written like that. This is wrong. It should be pa rakshane. That pa is the dhatu and raksha, protection, is the meaning. Like dukrum karane, pa rakshane. It is not pa rakshane. And this is yoginam pati. Now, tasya hi shraddhadhanasya vivekarthinaha shraddha kurvataha tasya yoginaha vivekankshinaha. Now, this particular person who is thus having shraddha, vivekarthinaha viryam upajayate. Now, vivekarthi means what? In this manner, he who is wanting to discover the viveka khyati, viveka arthina. What is the meaning of viveka khyati? That means he has completed the sampradnyat samadhi. In sampradnyat samadhi, viveka khyati is the ultimate. Because it is the complete sattvic sthiti of the chitta. And in the asampradnyat samadhi, even that is left. So we tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthana. So unless we have attained the viveka khyati, that is the perfection in the sampradnyat samadhi yoga, then alone we are able to enter this asampradnyat samadhi. Because after the viveka khyati is attained, then only there is a position of paravairagya. Paravairagya cannot happen unless viveka khyati takes place. Therefore, vivekarthinaha tasya shraddhadhanasya, that means shraddha kurvataha, the one who is having his faith. And faith means what? Faith means ability to accept without reaction is called as faith. And this faith is the inner strength which is beyond the cause and effect. Logic is conditioned by the intellect. Shraddha is the deconditioning of the intellect. See how nice this is. The logic tells, if this is done, that is done. If this happens, that happens. If this happens, so there is a cause and effect chain. Like here it is said. First Shraddha, Shraddhat Virya, then Viryat Smriti, and from the Smriti Samadhi, from the Samadhi Prajna, and then the Asampradnyat Samadhi. So this is cause and effect chain. But here Shraddha begins without cause and effect. Therefore, Shraddha is freedom from the intellect, so that we can walk intelligently in life. And logic is getting caught up in the intellect. And then we become slave of our own logic. So, tasya hi shraddadhanasya vivekatinaha viryam upajayate. Now once this viveka khyati has taken place, viryam is dharana rupa prayatnaha utsaha. So viryam means what? First is the cheerfulness. Second thing is the cheerfulness will give you utsaha, inspiration to walk the spiritual path. Now this thought you will see in Bhagavad Gita. When Bhagavan says, Klaibyam asmagama partha nai tatvayupapadyate kshudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktvodishta parantava. If we want to walk the spiritual path, and if we are not inspired, somehow or the other, dragging through, no, you get nothing in life. And you can be inspired only when you are convinced. That is why, in spite of giving the whole Upadesh to Arjuna, Bhagavan very clearly told, Arjuna Maharaj, whatever is to be told, I have told you. Now, vimarsha etad, now you analyze, you decide, and then yathechasi tatha kuru. So, this yoga abhyas is possible only for those who are able to take independent decisions and stick to that and live their life with inspiration. Therefore, first Shraddha, then Viryam. So unless one has this utsaha, dharana rupa utsaha means what? Like we have seen in Bhagavad Gita, there in the 18th chapter, this Satvik Dhruti is given. What is the Satvik Dhruti? That perseverance because of which we are able to continue our yoga abhyas is called a Satvik Dhruti. So without this Satvik Dhruti, dharana, utsaha, we will never be able to practice yoga abhyas. There is a friend of mine, she must be around 50 or 45 like that. I know her for last so many years. Now from then onward I have been telling her, she also tried, poor lady, that she wanted to keep herself fit. Everything is perfect. However, she is good looking, educated, from a very rich family, somehow or the other marriage is not clicking. And she is every time bloating like a buffalo. So she will go to these naturopathy centers strictly, and you squeeze out the water from the blanket, and then you want to put it for drying, and you put it again, it goes into the rain, and again it swells. In this manner, this lady becomes so, and I don't think it is going to be like that. Now such a person cannot walk a spiritual path. Therefore, one has to have this dharanavati buddhi, the ability to continue these yogic practices. Viryam upajayate. Now this is born out of Shraddha. Utpadyate. Then samujata viryasya, next step is what? Samujata viryasya smrutihi upadishthate. Samujata viryasya means what? He who has samujatam pradurbhutam viryam dharana rupam prayatnaha yasya sau tathoktaha tasya sadhakasya. So he who has thus have this virya, and from this virya, what is that? Shraddha virya upajayate, and samujata viryasya. And he who has this virya, inner strength, virya means the inspiration, virya means who never gives up, for such a person, what happens? Samujata virya smritihi upatisthate. For such a sadhaka, smritihi is dhyanam. So, viratascha upasmritir dhyanam. So when one has this thing, then only he can practice dhyana. Because unless we are inspired to do something, we will never be interested in that thing. See? There are many people who start learning Sanskrit. They come, Swamiji, I had decided to learn Sanskrit. I said, why you bother now? You simply study, understand the points and practice your meditation. No, I had decided Sanskrit is the only language, Deva Bhasha, and they start giving me lecture on Deva Bhasha. So I listen. And afterwards they'll start. And when they get into Lat Lakar, Lut Lakar, Lang Lakar, and then there are 10 conjugations, and then Atmanepadi, Parasmanepadi, and then there are so many forms, and then there is Kartari Parokraya, Karmani Prayog. And then they say, what for I have started this? I think this is not required for realization. And then they drop. Therefore, Smriti, when you are committed, inspired, dedicated, 3 things. Dedication comes through Shraddha. Then Virya gives you commitment and inspiration. And these 2 things are there, then Smritihi dhyanam upatisthate, upasthita bhavati. And then you are able to practice dhyana abhyas very easily. There is no difficulty. Those who are having struggle on the seat of meditation, something is lacking. So, upadhishthati upasthita bhavati, then Smruti upasthane cha smrutehe dhanasya upasthanam smruti upasthitihi tasmin sati. When this dhyana is being practiced and he is able to do that, chittam anakulam avyakulam achanchala chittaha samadhiyate. As a result, the chitta starts remaining quieter and undisturbed. See? Then the chitta becomes samadhi, anakulam. Anakulam is avyakulam. Vyakulam is what? Frustrated. I don't know what happens, whenever I sit for meditation, the mind never cooperates. When I am seeing the TV, the mind is cooperating. But when I sit for meditation, I don't know what is happening. Now such a frustrated fellow can never walk the spiritual path. So, anakulam avikshiptam samadhiyate. Then that chitta is totally controlled. In this manner, dharana, dhyan and samadhi, these 3 things are included under the sampradnyata samadhi yoga. See? So, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. These 3 things are what? Dharana is deshataha, and dhyana is vastutaha, and samadhi is kalataha, control. So, when the chitta is controlled from these 3 angles, and when 3 are perfected together, then it is called as the Sayyama. So, when the Sayyama is perfect, one has attended Sampradnyat Yoga. So, tad evam akhilam yoganga sampannasya sampradnyato jayate. And in this manner, he who has practiced the yogangas, the yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahara, dharana, dhyan, samadhi, for him alone, this sampradnyataha jayate, this sampradnyat samadhi is born. Now, samahita chittasya, now he who has thus attained this samahita chitta. Samahita chitta is what? Sayyamita chitta. So, samahita ekagram chittam yasya tasya yoginaha. Now see, here we have come now, we have given up the kshipta bhumika, the mood of bhumika and the vikshipta bhumika. After these 3 conditions of the chitta are given up, now we have come to the Fourth one, ekagra bhumika. So unless we are inspired to practice yoga abhyas to attain this ekagra bhumika, we will not be able to go ahead. So samahita chittasya prajna vivekaha prajnayaha buddhehe vivekaha vaishishyam utkarshaha buddhihi paramotkarshaha upavartate sanjayate. And he who has thus the samahita chitta, he alone is able to discriminate, or prajna vivekaha. This is the word used by Arjun. What is that? Samadhistasya Keshava stitadhi kim prabhashetab kimasita vrajeta kim. Stita prajnasya ka bhasha. That prajna word Arjuna has taken from here. Because this prajna is that understanding knowledge which is never corrupted. Uncorruptible knowledge is prajna. And the knowledge gets corrupted because when it is functioning through the limitations and the impressions of the mind, then the same knowledge gets corrupted. Therefore, prajna vivekaha, prajnayaha buddhihe vivekaha. That understanding is never corrupted. It is able to discriminate what is the Purusha, what is the Prakriti. And then keeping oneself in the fold of the Purusha is the Viveka Khyati. Then Upavartate is born. Yena prajna vivekena sa yogi vastu yathavat janati. Now see, and by this prajna vivek means when the viveka khyati has become perfect, the yogi vastu yathavat janati. Vastu yathavat janati means the things as they are recognized. And here what is the thing that we are recognizing? First is the Prakriti side, that the Chitta is now Shuddha Sattvic, this is recognized, and also the Purusha is untouched by the Prakriti. Purusha is Asanga, Nirlepa, untouched, uninfluenced. In this manner, Yathavat Janati, and this Prajna Vivek or Buddhi Vaishadya itself is called as Viveka Khyati. This is how for the yogis, this is the Upaya Pratyaya Sampradnyata Samadhi. And when this Tad Abhyasad Vishayachya Vairagyat Tasya Prajna Vivekasya Abhyasad, and when you thus practice this Prajna Viveka, and thereafter even Vairagya from them. So when Viveka Khyati is transcended, this is called as Paravairagya, as we have seen. So Aparavairagya is with reference to the Vishaya, and Paravairagya is with reference to the knowledge in the mind. That means even the Sattva Guna Vrittis are rejected. Then Tada Drashtuhu Swarupe Avasthanam. Then the sadhaka is now fully one with the Purusha Tattva, the Shuddha Chaitanya, Chetana. So, Tad Abhyasad Vishayachya Vairagyat, and after this Viveka Khyati, and also the dispassion towards this Viveka Khyati as well as everything, Asampradnyat Samadhir Bhavati. Then one attains the Asampradnyat Samadhi. Therefore, it is necessary that we have to practice all these Shraddha, Virya, etc. And every day our time for the Dhyanabhyas should not be compromised and reduced. That is one of the most auspicious business of our life. There are two things. One thing is, when we are living in the world, we live with the awareness, and when we are on the seat of meditation, we are practicing to attain the Chitta Ekagrya, and after the Chitta Ekagrya, even that is transcended, and no more chitta is objectively seen, but the consciousness alone remains. That means objectless awareness is the asamprajñāt samadhi. And when the object of the awareness is the Shuddha Sattva, then it is called as Samprajñāt Samadhi. Shuddha Sattva means Sayyamit Chitta. And when even the Sayyamit Chitta, Shuddha Sattva also merges back in the pure consciousness, the sense of otherness has disappeared. Now from here, Vedanta takes over. Up to Samprajñāt Samadhi, Vedanta will accept everything. But then what happens? After having come to here, then according to the basic foundation, then that jiva goes on purifying, and then he goes other lives, and like that. So the individual jiva story is told. Here it is said, when the asamprajñāt samadhi takes place, tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam, and if he is merged in the pure consciousness, the pure consciousness is the undivided reality. So in this undivided consciousness is the ultimate to be gone. So in this manner, sattva purushanyata pratyaya viveka khyati. So sattva purusha anyata pratyayo. Now, sattva nivritti mithyajnanat plavate yada mithyajnanam dagdhabija bhavam bandha prasavam sampadyate tada विधियुतो क्लेश राजसा सत्वस्य परे वैशारद्ये परस्याम वशिकार संज्ञायाम वर्तमान से विवेक प्रत्य प्रवाहो निर्मलो भवति सा विवेक ख्याति अविप्लवा हानस्य उपायः. And when this viveka khyati is completely established, and then see in this hanopayah, this word is in Bhagavad Gita in the 6th chapter, when Bhagavan says युक्ताहार विहारस्य युक्तेष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्त स्वप्नावबोधस्य योगो होति दुःखः. That hanopaya is this. When the seeker has slowly and steadily come to this, dukkasya hanir bhavati, because viveka khyati has taken place, and as a result this karma samskar are burnt away, and when the karma samskar are burnt away, then ajnana lesharahitya, then there is no trace of ignorance at all, and this is called as dharma megha samadhi. And this prasankhanena api akusidasya sarvatha viveka khyatehi dharma megha samadhi, and thus he attained the dharma meg samadhi. Shuddho dharmo vivardhate. And this even dispassion toward the viveka khyati is called as the para vairagya, because dispassion or viveka khyati is also the attribute of the sattva guna, and we have to even drop the sattva guna and enter the shuddha purusha tattva. And therefore for the attainment of this asamprajñāt samadhi, para vairagya is absolutely necessary. After having given this, now the teacher gives us very beautiful gradation of the seekers. Te khalu navayoginaha mrudu madhya adhimatra upaya bhavanti tadyatha mrudu upayaha madhya upayaha adhimatra upayaha iti tatra mrudu upayas trividho mrudu samvego madhya samvegaha tivra samvegaha iti tatha madhyopayaha tatha adhimatra upayaha iti तथा अधिमात्रा पायो पायानाम. Now here to understand this, turn your page, and on the back side of this next page, here upayanishta yogi, this is given. There is the chart there. You have the chart? Nowhere? Somewhere. If your page number is different, find out. What is your page number? You got? Now here, see, upayanishta yogi. Now there are three types of seekers. One are mrudu, second as madhyama, and third are adhimatra. Mrudu means very, yes, we should do, but what happens, we are grahasthas and mrudu. Madhyama, they are inspired in the beginning and perspired after 5 minutes. They have no problem about mother, father, wife, children. They are their own problems. Madhyama. And Adhimatra yogi is fully committed to this and this alone. So among the seekers, there are 3 types of fellows. Now, among 3 of them, again there are 3 categories each. So what are the 3 categories? In the Mrudu Upaya Yogi, Mrudu Samvega Mruda Upaya Yogi. Then Madhya Samvega Mrudu Upaya Yogi. And then Mrudu Samvega Mrudu Upaya Yogi. So Samvega means what? Inspiration. Utsaha. So there are 3 types of people who have got very less utsaha. They go to satsang as if they are obliging God. The other day, last batch or last to last batch, there was one student, she told about her mama and the mama came. And he was talking to me. Swamiji, I am, reading Ramcharitmanas for so many years and I do my japa and this thing, that thing. I said, all right then. No, I just wanted to tell you what more I had to do. See, this is called as Mrudu Samvega Yogi. When you are going to satsang, you are studying the scripture, you are not obliging the God or the rishis. Therefore, it has to be done that it is our need. Therefore, you should remember in Yoga Abhyas I tell you that it is our need. We don't breathe because of, to please the mummy, I want to breathe. No. Mrudu Samvega Yogi. Then Madhya Samvega Yogi, the utsaha does not last long. And the Tivra Samvega, Mrudu Samvega, Madhya Samvega, and the third one should be, it is wrongly written here, it should be Tivra Samvega. I have not seen this thing. In your, is it a Mrudu Samvega? Make it Tivra Samvega. The Tivra Samvega Mrudu Upaya Yogi. And in this manner, in this main 3 categories, Mrudu Upaya, Madhya Upaya and Abhimatra Upaya, they become 9 types of yogi. Now among these Abhimatra Yogi, Abhimatra Samadhi, Samvegadhi Matra Upaya Yogi, he also goes into another 3 further. That Mrudu Tivra Samvega Abhimatra Yogi and Madhya Tivra and Adhimatra Tivra. So among the Tivrata, intensity also there are different intensities. Now if this is clear, now here he says, thus there are 9 types of yogis and they are called as Mrudupaya, Madhyupaya and Adhimatropaya. And among them, Adhimatra Paya Yogi, Tivra Samveganam. The Tivra Samveganam is what? Here, now it is the 9th. See, the 9th yogi in the serial number, Tivra Samvega Adhimatra Upaya Yogi. About this it is said. So, Tivra Samveganam Asannaha. So, those who are extremely inspired to walk the spiritual path, to practice Yoga Abhyas, so Tivra Spurti Yogi, Muginam Asannaha. It is instantaneous, it is very quick, it is not taking much time. So here, Samadhi Labhaha Samadhi Phalancha Bhavatiti. So they attain the Samadhi also as well as the result of the Samadhi. Now, here, if the Asampradna Samadhi etc. is gained through the Shraddha etc., then the question comes, how much time it will take? Many people have this problem. How much time we have to do meditation? How many times we have to chant the japa, onkara, tad japa, tadartha bhavanam? How much time? So the reply is depending on how much intense you are. See? How much food one should take? One person asked me this thing. I said, whatever you get, you take. That is what we do. No. No, like, we have got scientifically, so spiritually, how much food we should take. There is nothing like that. Decide how much you are hungry and accordingly eat and sleep. So, here, mridyu madhya adhi matropayaha ye yoginaha. So, among these three types of yogi, mridu upaya, madhyama upaya and adhimatra upaya, te khalu nava bhavanti, they are of 9 types. And they also have got mridu samvegaha, madhya samvegaha and tivra samvegaha. So, mridu samvega is mridu samvegaha gati samskaraha spurti yasya saha. So he who has got samvega means the involvement, how intensely you are involved. So the lowest kind, the mediocre and the intense, and in this manner they become 9. So according to Vatispati Mishra, samvega means vairagya, dispassion. Vijnana Bhikshu says samvega means quickness, shigrata. Now, after having this, Tivra Samveganam, so those who are Tivra Samvega Yukta Yogi, Samadhi Labhya Phalaha, Asannaha is extremely close to them, because what is required is, what is the Tivrata? Tivrata is, you have discarded everything and now you want nothing but the truth. That intensity gives us the result in our Samadhi. Therefore, asannaha samadhi labha, samadhi siddhi, samadhi phalancha. Samadhi siddhi, the phal is the kaivalya. So, asanya nikatastha, it is very nearer to them. So, in short, what is understood from the sutra is this asampradnyat samadhi, which is gained through the paravairagya, and paravairagya comes after you have attended the sampradnyat samadhi, have the viveka khyati, and you discard also the viveka khyati. This is possible for those seekers, yogis, sadhakas, who are intensely longing to attain samadhi, not otherwise. And this samadhi, again I am repeating, this samadhi has nothing to do with something achievement at the level of the chitta. No. A purpose of this asampradnya samadhi is to go beyond the chitta. That is the purpose. But normally what happens? We get enchanted by the various conditions of the chitta. And what are the various conditions of the chitta? As your chitta starts remaining quieter and quieter, there are no disturbances. Viveka khyati is becoming very clear, and then you start understanding, appreciating without anybody telling you anything, and then slowly, oh, he is a great yogi. When I went to their house and he told me everything, my name, why I have come. This becomes a great attraction. And this is the human nature, and definitely they are superior from the average people's point of view. But they are caught up in that. This is not understood. For example, you go to a rich man's house, and we are poor people. So, there is no doubt the riches are there. And if this poor man is very much attracted toward the riches, oh, how beautiful the curtains are, how nice the flooring is, and how beautiful the wall hangings. It's true. This is appreciation by the poor man about the riches. But if the rich man is caught up in that, then gone. In the same manner, when Viveka Khyati takes place, as a result of the Viveka Khyati, the ignorant people will be highly appreciating. But if the yogi gets lost in that Viveka Khyati, then his asamprajñat samadhi is arrested, stopped. Therefore, one has to have this tivra samvega, intense longing for this asamprajñat samadhi, and that is gained through apara vairagya. Now, vinishpanna samadhistu mukti tatraiva janmani. The one who has attained this samadhi, that is asamprajñat samadhi, in the same life he is liberated. Now, continuing this thought further, mrudu madhyadi matratvat tatopi visheshaha. Now, adhimatra upaya samvega yogi, who is getting this asamprajñat and kaivalya, there also there are three types of bheda. Mrudu tivra samvega, madhyama tivra samvega, and adhimatra tivra samvega. That means the intensity is also intense, more intense, and the most intense. So in the adhimatra means intense. Then this intense, now you see in that same chart, and number 10, 11 and 12. So the 10 is mrudu tivra samvega adhimatra upaya yogi. Don't get frightened with this terrible word. There is nothing great in that. So mrudu tivra, that means less intense. Samvega means intense or intensity. Let us put it this way. Now intensity is less in the 10th, then the second madhyama tivra samvega is more intense, and the 12th is adhimatra ati tivra samvega, extremely intense. That means he wants nothing, nothing, nothing. In this category you come across many Mahatmas, like Nityananda Swami. He was totally in this. Similarly, all the great yogis that you see, they have lived under this category, ati tivra, adhimatra, ati tivra samvega, adhimatra upayogi. So in this manner, tatahapi mrudu madhyadi matratvathapi tatopi visheshaha. So adhimatra yogi also becomes at three levels, where it is intense, more intense, and the most intense. So ततः अपि तस्मात् पूर्वोक्तात् फलात् अपि समाधि लाभः कैवल्य लाभः. So ततः अपि विशेषः. ततः अपि विशेषः means what? In case of the last one, what was said, तीव्र संवेगानाम आसन्नः, those who are having intense longing, they will get the samadhi and the samadhi phala kaivalya very quickly. And more than them will be the faster attainment for those who are more intensely involved in the spiritual practice. So these are the two comparisons. So out of these so many 9 plus 12, so these two sutras, 21st sutra is talking about the 9th type of yogi, and the 22nd sutra is talking about the 12th type of yogi. So 9th type of yogi is the tivra samvega adhimatra upaya yogi, the one who is have the intensity of practicing yoga abhyas, and 12th one is who has got the highest degree of intensity. In this manner, they also get vishesha. Vishesha means this is the one, visheshata. He is able to attain samadhi lava, samadhi phalancheti. So asamprajñat samadhi and asamprajñat samadhi phala is kaivalya. These are attained by this. Now hereafter we take up another theme, किम एतस्माद् एव आसन्नतमः समाधिः भवति अथ अस्य लाभे भवति अन्य अपि कश्चित् उपाया न वा इति. Now, is it only by this asamprajñat samadhi alone one is able to attain shigratamaha, quickly, the kaivalya and the asamprajñat samadhi? Is it the only way? Or bhavati anya api kaschit upayaha? Or is there any other method? Nava iti, whether there is or not. So, this is now replied in the 23rd sutra. Ishvara pranidhanadva. See, about this sutra I will tell you before we go in detail. I used to go to one of my friends. He is a very great yogi and a very simple person. Throughout his life he has done nothing except yoga abhyas. And he is the Mathadipati of their samsthan. He has been always telling me, you forget about running around, now you come and stay here. He stays in Badrinath and practice yoga abhyas. So, once I was having my lectures, I said, Swamiji, you come and sit. He said, I cannot give lectures, I have never given. I can only sit. I said, okay, sit with me. So we had this kind of bench. He sat and I was only chanting Vishnu Sahasranam along with the other participants. And then after that some thought. And then when he went to his room, he told me, Swamiji, please come to my room. And after he went, he said that only sitting near you I was in straight samadhi. And then he said that what I have been practicing through this yoga, I think you have already practiced through Ishvara Pranidhanadva. Because I was having, the camps, various camps, study of scriptures, this thing, that thing. I said, no, I don't know. I have never experienced what you are experiencing. He said, no. And then he said he never used to allow anybody to go in his room except when there is some business, because he was in charge of a dharamshala. So I used to go and sit with him, sit for an hour or two, quiet. And he used to allow me to stay there for 2-3 months. To none other he has allowed more than 1 day, 2 days, and he used to physically push the sannyasis out. So I said, why you are allowing me then? He said, no, you are not making this as a business, therefore I am doing it. I said, all right. So we used to sit together. And for an hour or two or so, very quiet. In Badrinath, the meditation is just a matter of joke. In no time it happens. So, one day I finished and I was preparing khichdi for both of us. And he came and from backside he asked, he's a Bengali. He said, Swamiji, please tell how and why our samadhi can take place fast. That time I had not studied this Patanjali Yoga Darshan. It's an old story in early 90s. I had not studied. So, while cooking, I told him casually. I said, it is only by the God's grace the samadhi takes place. And he was so happy. And then he said, this reply I have never got from anybody. He said, I have asked 2, 3, 4 people. They will be telling about so many upaya. Now here is that, Kim etasmad eva asannatamaha samadhihi bhavati. Is it only by these yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahara, dharana, dhyan, samadhi, samprajñata yoga, and then viveka, khyati, and then paravairagya, and then only this asamprajñat samadhi yoga takes place? No. Ishvara pranidhanadva. See how important it is. Therefore, never underestimate devotion. Devotion is extremely important for walking the spiritual path, or else we get totally lost only in the jugglery of the world or the acrobatics of so-called spiritual practice. So, this Ishvara is also to be very clearly understood according to Yoga Shastra. Ishvara of Vedanta is different, and Ishvara of Yoga is different. Vedanta, the Ishvara takes avatar. Joda joda hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. I take the avatar. But the Ishvara of this yoga doesn't take avatar. And this Ishvara of the yoga is nothing but the Purusha Visheshaha, is the Purusha only. And therefore, who is this Ishvara? What is the meaning of Ishvara Pranidhana? How this is known? So this is a topic by itself. We will take in our next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.